This video is about how I use mask in Star Tools to work on my images, whether it be a star mask, a nebula mask, dark area mask, anything you want to mask up and work on. This is how I would use it. So all I've done with this is I've wiped the image and developed it, run it through Color Module. That's all that's been done so far. I'm going to choose the mask module, and I'll start with the star mask, which is on auto stars. This will bring up probably all the noise if I don't touch anything down. It'll pick up noise as well as stars and be a massive green, which is pretty useless. There we go. So it's picked up noise, stars, nebula, everything. No good to me, so I'll go back to auto. With the filter sensitivity, the higher you put it, the more it's going to filter out. So I'm going to choose about 25 here, and that should not then pick up noise, but it will also leave out big stars. So it will pick small stars to a certain brightness. There we go. So nice star mask on the small stars. The big stars have been left unmasked. If you wanted to, then if you've got 2 or 3 big stars, you just pick flood fill, lighter pixels, and click on the stars. It's not the only way to do a star mask, but that's if you wanted to work on small stars and not the big stars. Go back to auto, fat stars, leave it as it is first of all, see how it goes. This should pick up pretty much every star and leave out the noise, so I should have a good mask. It looks pretty good. If I grow it once, we'll see that's a good mask, good star mask, ready to use. If you're still picking up noise, then raise this sensitivity a bit, and that'll start to drop out on noise. If you wanted to add to a star mask, you see you've done the small stars, wanted to keep that and then add the big stars, you'd come to fat stars. Here you'd add new to old and then do, and that will then catch all your stars, including what you already had. Same again if you're with the star mask. If you've got your star mask, you can save it and it will then keep this star mask. You can open it back up and lay it over if you want to. Comes to after tracking, when you normally do your sharpening, you then open your star mask up, invert it, so you don't want to sharpen stars, you just want to sharpen nebula, as we can see here actually. Oops, undo that. It's actually picked up some of the nebula as well as stars. So in that case, I'm going to, while it's inverted, pick up similar colour, and that should then fill those bits in. Alternatively, you could lasso the area, starting on an unmasked area, and just lasso them out. If you start on a masked area and lasso them, you're going to make a little hole in it. So there's our star masks. Obviously with star masks, if you've got certain colours you want to leave, you can exclude colours here, red, blue, green, red, whatever stars you've got you want to leave on nebula that keeps getting captured, you can remove that from the mask. It won't catch anything red in this case, so it shouldn't have caught my nebula. Let's see, although it's orange, it has still. Oh, I added to old, so it will keep that. So that's our stars. Now flood reveal light pixels, as I said, will pick lighter pixels. So if you want to pick individual stars and work on them alone, reducing them or improving the shape, you can pick out individual stars. Dark pixels will do exactly the same. I never use that one myself. Now if you want to do nebula or dark areas, I'll pick a similar colour here, and this should just pick up the colour I want to mask. It's all a bit trial and error. Sometimes, there you go, it's picked up. I must have clicked on a little bit of a darker area. If I click again, I won't be able to undo that, so it'll only undo one move, undo. So if you're clicking fast and up, now the undo, see, because I was clicking too fast, I've messed it all up. So maybe let's try the darker areas, similar colour. That's taken up the dark, all the dark area. Not bad. Dark mask, inverted, good for saving the nebula. Similar brightness, does the same sort of thing, but as we can see, not quite so aggressive as similar colour in this case. Very handy for picking out dark and light areas again. Every image will be different, will react differently depending on noise, nebulosity, gases. You know, it's you won't always have an image which is this easy to mask. This is rather easy as masking goes. One of my favourite ones is the Lasso. If you want to work on, say, the crescent itself, we'll just lasso around it. Missed the top there, so I'll add a bit on. Still not very good. That's better. The only thing with Lasso is if you're making odd shapes. Say I wanted to make a shape around a nebula which had odd bits sticking out here and there, it will just cut it out completely. So you do that one in sections. That would be first section, add to it, like so. So that's how to make odd shapes. If you start on the masked area with Lasso and Lasso, it will take away that masked, that little lasso you've done. Let's just do another rough lasso there. No particular reason. But now we go to grow blob. If you've masked one a bit too small but want it a little bit bigger, this is what the tool you'll use. You'll click on the one section, even if it's a star. If you've got a star masked and it's not quite covering the glow and you want it to, grow blob on that one, you can grow it a little bit. Very useful. Same as with the shrink blob, that'll do exactly the same, work on an individual one. Whereas the shrink and grow up here will work on every part of the mask. Very handy tools. Making a star mask. If you're using the repair module, the stars, warp is a good repair module. Will make the star slightly rounder. If you use core as the brightest pixel, what it will do is any stars that are joined by the mask. You can see here there's several stars that are masked. It'll pick all them 3 there, for example. It will turn them 3 into 1 star, which is not what you want. So this is quite a busy one of stars, so it'll be a long job, but most will be easier to work on. You need single pixel off, and then you would have to separate the stars so that they don't become one. Bear in mind this is only for the repair module, but you'd need to single out all the double stars or the stars that are joined and cut them apart with toggle off. I say otherwise it distorts the star, the true star field. This way it will keep every star as a separate star. If you're using warp, doesn't matter, but if you're using the other 2 options in repair, then that will make the stars into 1. And with our single pixel on, you can draw on certain areas these little waves of gas and dust. If I wanted to highlight them a fraction more, or anything that wanted to highlight, you can just put a single pixel on, and then with the grow it to the size you want, or shrink it, whatever you want to do. There's plenty of options, and it's a very handy tool for working on certain parts, any part of your image. So open up an image, have a try, and see what the modules do, the tools do, and hope you have fun with your masks.